Yes, people, it's G. I'm back. This video is going to be slightly different. One, because I've started here and not actually at the pub. The video is all around my visit to the pie factory in Tipton. The reason I'm doing this is I'm editing the video as we speak, and what I've got is I've got an introduction, but it's not that great. It doesn't really, tell you what the pub's all about. Yes, the pub is known for its food, and there are plenty of reviewers who have been for the food. I watch Gary Eats and I've watched Greeno, who have been to the pie factory and reviewed the food. But I do not do that, really. I am a beer channel, but they do not focus on the beer. And the beer that they serve there is some of the highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video now. And what I'm going to do is, because the music was playing when I was in there, I didn't feel it was right to do my video properly where I could talk. It was absolutely tipping it down, so I couldn't go and sit outside. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the usual introduction. You're going to see some music playing as I'm walking in. You're going to see bits and bobs, and then I'm going to pop back some, now and again, just to give a bit of context to what is going on. So let's roll the video. I will see you very shortly.
What is going on, people? It's Jay, and I'm back with another one. You have seen from the thumbnail, and it is in the back. I am going to Mad O'Rourke's Pie Factory. It's really windy, it's tipping it down of rain, but let's get into this. Let's go for a walk, let's try some beers. This place is known for its pies, however it also has 3 beers that are made just for this pub. I'm going to call them the Hammer series, and you'll find out why shortly. But I'm getting wet, so let's go for a walk, let's get in there and let's get a beer ordered.
So a very short introduction there, but let's crack on with the beers. What was I greeted with? You've seen the 4 Lumphammer beers that they do. They do Lumphammer Bitter, Lumphammer Gold, Lumphammer Ruby Mild, and their stronger one, which is called Sledgehammer. But I was greeted by a tap that looked like this, and I've got to go for it. You know that my number 1 wheat beer is the Weihenstephaner Hefeweiss, so I went for that first. Roll the footage of me enjoying that pint. So as you know, guys, I absolutely love that Weihenstephaner Hefeweiss. I don't need to go into it into too much detail, but that beer was amazing on tap. I've only had it on the bottle, but it was a little less carbonated when I had it on the tap, which just made it so much more better. So I was happy that I had that. Anyway, let's get on to the Lumphammer series. I can't remember which one I've got to start off with, so we'll see. You'll be surprised as much as I am. Let's go. So that beer was the Lumphammer Gold, and oh my god, what a beer that is. It is absolutely fantastic. I cannot tell you how beautiful it is. You've seen from the video it is lovely and golden. You've also seen that the lacing on that glass really follows it down, and it's beautiful. And the flavour, it tastes just like you are drinking a digestive biscuit. It is so heavy in that biscuity flavour. It is to die for. I would recommend anybody going to the pie factory just for that beer. But where are we going next? We're going to their Ruby Mild. So let's hit the footage and I'll see you afterwards to tell you my thoughts. So that's the Lumphammer Ruby Mild. Again, another banger of a beer. On the nose, you've got toffee and you've got raisin, and it follows that through into the flavour. It is absolutely sublime. Little bit less lacing on it, on the actual glass, but the beer itself, you know, the low ABV, it was a beautiful, beautiful beer. So let's get on to the next one, which is the Sledgehammer, which is the most highest ABV one that they do. Let's go. that was the Sledgehammer. What did I think of that one? I was a bit disappointed, to be honest with you. You know, the higher ABV, you thought it carried a bit more punch. It did have a bit of the honeycomb and biscuity flavours of the Lumphammer Gold, but nowhere near as much as the Gold. And like you saw, the lacing was only really the bottom bit of the glass. So yeah, a bit disappointed with that one. So next we're on to the Lumphammer Bitter. Let's see what this one is like. So although I, did this when I'd finished that pint, that one was the worst out of the 4 of the Lumphammer series, to be perfectly honest with you. Didn't have a lot of flavour. Really good lacing down the side of the glass. Didn't have much bitterness to it. I wouldn't buy it again. I think I'd stick to the Lumphammer Gold or the Ruby Mild, to be honest with you. Yeah, not my favourite beer. And I'm going to stay clear of that because I am going to go back because it is on my doorstep again, and it's a decent pub with decent beer and decent staff. I got told I've got to shout out to Shan, who served me, and also I've got to put this picture up, and if you know, you know. That was all I'm going to say based on that. But if you do go into the pie factory, ask the staff what that picture's all about, and I'm sure they'll tell you. But whilst I was there, at the very end, 5 pints in, I had one that is my guilty pleasure, which is the Jubel Peach. I've got one video, which is, I'm looking down, is like literally a few seconds. So let's see me having a go on the Jubel Peach. And that was all the recording I did because, 6 pints in, I just wanted to enjoy that last pint before I headed home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a beer in my hand and we're just going to do a few final thoughts. So beer in hand now. And I have a beer in hand. It is a bit flat. I'm in a hotel at the moment. This is Meantime by Greenwich, and the bubs are there, but the head is non-existent. But it's a beer. Cheers, peeps. So, what do you think of the Pie Factory? It's a fantastic pub. Proper salt of the earth people in there. Yes, it is more known for its food, as I said at the beginning. But if you have food, have a pint of Lumphammer Gold with it, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Or if you want a little bit more of a darker beer, have their Ruby Mild. Absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to keep this short. That has been another video. I'm after suggestions as to where people want me to go at the moment. I've got a few things planned, but I can always do requests. I'm going to start going further afield as well than just local places to me. So let me know in the comments. If you've made it this far and you have not subscribed, hit that button. And I will see you all on the next one, people. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. See you all on the next one in a bit.